About a year ago, I did a demo of the Shnobel Tone daily driver and really liked the pedal. And towards the end of that video, I had a section where I was pinning the daily driver against some more light to medium overdrive pedals. And I was really surprised to find out that it could actually sort of mimic those tones. And I don't think it was intentional when this was designed. I think it's just the nature of this particular circuit that lends itself to being able to be voiced like other pedals. So what I'm going to do now is shoot out this new version of the daily driver, which is the daily driver boost. I'm going to be telling you about some of the specs from this pedal. I'm going to let you know which pedals I'm going to be shooting them against, and I'm also going to be talking about what gear I'm going to be using. So 4 guitars and 4 amps. We're going to get into that, but first, let's start by talking about the specs of the daily driver. You can use the timestamps to skip to any portion of this video. Now, a few months ago, I invited Roman to be on the Tone Lounge podcast so we could talk about his pedals. And he said, before I come onto the podcast, do you mind if I send you a pedal so you can check it out? And that way we can talk about it on the podcast. And I was like, sure. So what he sent me was the daily driver boost. Essentially, these are the same features you would find on the regular daily driver. So you have your level, your gain, the low and high, and you also have this high cut that has predefined cut levels for the highs and high mids. But what makes this different is now you have a boost that's integrated. It's the same boost that you will find from the Shnobel boost. If I'm not mistaken, that's 27 dB of boost. It can be used independently, so you don't have to use a daily driver. You can just use a clean boost. The clean boost obviously only has one level, which is over here. That is the only thing you need for it. And over here you have a toggle. So to my left, you have the boost after the overdrive. So if you just want to get it boosted without extra gain, that's how you do it. And to my right, what you do is send the boost into the daily driver, which is going to be coaxing more distortion from the pedal. So that means you can go from light to medium overdrive and almost into high gain territory with this new version. It also has a clean, very transparent sounding buffer, just like the boost from Shnobel Tone. So that means this is not a true bypass pedal. This one has the buffer, also the clean boost, and your daily driver, which has been slightly modified so that you could use humbucker pickups with it by being able to decrease the gain as low as possible and just increase the level and still get a really nice signal. So what I'm going to do is use some humbuckers, some single coils, and 4 different amplifiers. Let's go talk about the gear, and then we're going to talk about the pedals I'm going to be using. The amplifiers today are going to be a JCM 900 combo. This is the 100-watt version. I'm going to be using the clean channel with no distortion from that channel. I'm just going to keep everything clean. I also have a 2007 Hot Rod Deluxe from Fender. We're just going to keep it on the clean channel and go from there. I have a Deluxe Reverb 68 Custom, and I'm going to be using the vibrato channel as opposed to the vintage channel, which sounds more like a Fender Bassman. So I'm going to be using the more traditional deluxe reverb tone, and then I'm going to be using the Vox AC15. I'm going to be going through the top boost channel, which is not something I usually do, but for this particular demo, that's what I'm going to do. Now for the guitars, I'm going to be using a Fender Telecaster. This is an American version. It has a twisted telly neck and a broadcaster pickup in the bridge. I'm going to be using the Gretsch 5622T. I also have a 2024 American Fender Stratocaster Professional 2, a bit of a mouthful, and then I have a Indonesian-made Fender Telecaster with a set of pearly gates in the bridge and 59 in the neck. So that is it for the main gear. Now let's talk about the pedals that we're going to be shooting against. The pedals that I chose are sometimes rare, sometimes expensive, sometimes both, or they can be readily available but still kind of pricey on the new and the used market. So the pedals I chose is the Tim V3. I also have the Lion from Jet Pedals, the Red Llama from Way Huge, mine is the Mark II, Sunset from Strymon. I also have a Hot Cake and the Morning Glory from JHS.